and west. My first thought was the Earth had a spin, and that turned out to be correct. The Earth spins counterclockwise, and as right now, the sun is rising in the east by New York. And as it continues to spin, the sun is now setting in the west by California. And rise 1 hour later each day. Our first thoughts were that the moon would set 1 hour later each day because of how the Earth orbited around the sun. This was wrong. We actually had some background information before we started this poem. Our background information, we've got a data sheet that had moon set times over the span of 15 days. We came to the conclusion that the moon set 1 hour later each day. Now the sun is stationary while the Earth spins counterclockwise. The moon orbits the Earth very slowly. Right now, when the moon is setting in California, it's about 8 a.m. As the Earth is spinning, the moon orbits very slowly. Now it's the next day, and the moon is now setting in California at 9 o'clock. Our next poem is The Same Face of the Moon. My first thoughts were that the moon had to spin slowly while it was orbiting the Earth. This was correct. For our background, we were shown 3 pictures of the moon, each of them in different hemispheres, different times, and at different phases. They all were the same face. We could tell by the way that the craters were formed on each of the pictures. The Earth has to spin counterclockwise when the sun stays stationary. When I show this, I am not going to show the Earth spinning counterclockwise because it doesn't affect the moon spinning, even though it does. So, the red pencil is the same face that we see from Earth, and the blue pencil is the moon's axis. As the moon orbits the Earth, it slowly spins, so we always see the same face. 1 full spin of the moon equals 1 full orbit around the Earth. Our next phenomenon is moon phases. My first thoughts were that the sun will always illuminate 1/2 of the moon, but since we see the same phase, not all of the phase that we see would be lit up. This was kind of correct, but didn't really make sense. Before we started this poem, we learned about each of the phases of the moon and their vocabulary. The Earth spins slowly, counterclockwise, while the sun stays stationary. The moon spins counterclockwise and orbits counterclockwise. We see the moon cycles throughout a series of 20 phases throughout a 28-day period. The sun illuminates the moon as the moon orbits around the Earth. As the moon's relative position to the Earth and sun changes each day, the phases of the moon would change depending on the angle of the sun light reflecting off the moon. Our last poem was seasons. I thought that seasons were caused by the Earth's tilt. This was correct. For some background information, we found out that the northern hemisphere, where we live, experienced seasons opposite from the southern hemisphere. We found this out by looking at data between each hemispheres, different places in each hemisphere. The Earth spins counterclockwise and orbits the sun counterclockwise. The sun stays stationary. I will not be showing, and the moon orbits the Earth counterclockwise and spins counterclockwise. I will not be showing the moon in this phenomenon because it would get too complicated, but the moon is in the model. When the Earth tilts towards the sun, the northern hemisphere is experiencing summer because of more direct sunlight. As the Earth orbits the sun, and the northern hemisphere is now tilting away from the sun, it is now experiencing winter, and the southern hemisphere is now experiencing summer. This continues each year.